We know that good things come in small packages, but what about this? This box is humongous. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Michael from Happy Haunting, here for everything Halloween, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Haunted Living, that's a Lowe's brand, 6-foot animated haunted sea diver. So I'm really excited about this animatronic because I've developed a whole theme inside of my display based on this guy, so I'm really glad I was able to get him. Obviously, things are for sale right now on the Lowe's website, and they'll deliver straight to your door. So this guy was a little bit pricey. He was $350, which seems a little high to me. I don't like to pay more than like around $200 for an animatronic, but it did come with free delivery straight to my door, and you can't beat that, especially when it has such a gigantic box like this that's cumbersome and hard to maneuver. So this isn't a full display box. It does have this large printed label pasted on a regular cardboard box, but it is nice and full color. It is obviously from Haunted Living. It's the 6-foot animated haunted deep sea diver. It is for indoor use. It has sound effects. It's motion and sound activated, and it requires 4 AA batteries, which are included. So I don't know if it is only battery activated versus, you know, an adapter. I imagine if you could use an adapter, it would tell us, which is kind of unfortunate because I don't like just battery operated. But because of the location I'll be using it in my garage, in the center of a display where people will be moving all around it, actually those batteries are going to come in handy. Here on the top of the lid, it looks like we have the 4 AA batteries and a nice looking instruction manual. We'll take another look at that here in a moment. All right, so here is a little tool. One side is for round poles, one side is for flat poles, and it's going to help us snap them into place or unsnap them. I'm not really sure. I guess we'll find out. This is interesting. Taped to the other lid is a note from Lowe's to the attention in-store employees in regard to the merchandise setup and how to set them up and attach them to the store displays. So I'm not sure if this is actually the typical one that is for sale, or this just might be the one they had in the store that they sent to me. But I can see why offhand the box is so huge, and that is because we have what I kind of assumed was going to cause this giant sea diver head. Oh, and look, it's got that scary skeleton face in there. I guess you can kind of see it there. I'm a little surprised that they made this so large and it would take up so much room in the box. I would almost think if they made it split in half where it could nest inside of each other, it would take up so much less room, because it doesn't look like there's a whole lot left in the box. Empty cardboard. We've got a couple of poles, 2 sea diver hands. I think this is going to be the shoulders, a costume, the base. I wanted to point out, and I forgot, how heavy this box was, and I think it's because it comes with sandbags attached to this base. It's going to keep him very sturdy, I suppose. So the other thing in the box is all kind of attached to this piece of cardboard. It's a bit of a mishmash of things. We've got the spear gun, a couple of boots, looks like a hip piece. And finally, we have the torso piece with control box, and it looks like it does in fact have a power adapter. Our pile of pieces here is really not that extensive. I feel for storage purposes, we can really consolidate it to something smaller than this gigantic box. But let's go ahead and get to assembling. So we are going to start with the base. It is labeled with front, and then the 2 legs that stick up say A and B, and again there's this heavy weight in the back. So the legs also have an A and a B side, and then a C and a D side. We're just going to match up the letters A to A, B to B. And there we go. You can see he's got a nice little torque in his legs, giving him a nice, interesting stance. We also have the boots that are labeled right and left, and since we know the front, we can tell which side will be the right and which will be the left. These are very heavy boots, so they're not like that flimsy shoe material that you sometimes find in these animatronics. There is an extra hole in the bottom of the boot, as there is a small piece of metal that sticks up. I don't know if you can really see that closely, but it should help secure the boot in place. It lets the boot move a little bit, but it can't turn completely around to make it look wrong. Next up, we're going to start putting on his costume. There is a heavy wire built into his hips automatically, so that keeps it kind of shapely in the waist area. There is a zipper and some Velcro in the back to help you access the whole backside. And tucked inside were a couple of the arm pieces that I didn't see when we were first unboxing the guy, but it makes sense, he needs arms. But let's start with the legs. Let's go ahead and put this pant leg over the pole on each side. So there's not really elastic at the bottom, but there is enough material to easily go over the top of his boot, kind of snugly. I don't think it's going to fall off. One other thing to note about the costume is that this fabric is very thick. It's not like a shirt fabric where it's just going to drape. I mean, it's got a lot of body to it. And inside, it's even lined, and there's some padding inside as well. But let's go ahead and push the costume down so that we can work on the torso next. So the torso has a motor with a cable on it. It is labeled M, so I'm sure we'll find out what that's going to plug into. We just don't want to forget that it's there. There are labels C and D on the poles, which we're going to just attach to the C and D respective legs. The frame piece with the control module is next. We're going to line up E to E. His body is taking shape. Next up are the shoulders. Well, it's one piece. It has a couple of pins that slide into the slots here on the torso. Usually these pins, when there are two of them, one is larger and one is smaller. They don't do that on this one, but they are color-coded with a yellow and a blue. It's got yellow and blue stickers on here, which I do worry might get lost or fall off after years of use. It's time to pull up the costume. I want to make sure as I do this that the power adapter cable is run down through the leg. That way it's not just hanging down for everyone to see. Turning him around here, you can see here's the zipper that goes mostly up the back, and then it's Velcro from there on up. I really like the built-in hip bar that gives him all this body, because normally when that is built into the frame, it's so easy to pop off. It's not going to pop off when it's built into the costume. It's time to install the arms next. Now, I do love this built-in plastic elbow. I don't think I've seen that before. Let's just go ahead and slide this down through the arm. There we go, G to G. The arm is in place. This one is a little bit low. F to F, and then this arm is raised. We're going to install the hands next. So there is obviously a right and a left. So let's go ahead and install this left one. It's a bit of a different connector piece. It's a bit more plasticky, but it's larger. Not really sure why they've done that. The sleeve here is a bit elastic, so it's not going to fall down when we pull it across the arm or the hand. A couple of things I just noticed. This sleeve is not as elasticy as the other one, so I don't know if that's a defect in mine or if it's supposed to be like that, because I don't think this moves, so there's no reason it wouldn't be. I guess I could always take a little zip tie if I needed to really tighten that up, but now it looks a little weird. I'm a bit disappointed in that. I'm also really not sure why there's a slit in the front of his coat here. I guess we'll find out, but let's go ahead and put the spear together. It also, of course, has the labels, so L's going to be coming out the top hand. So it looks like his spear is jutting upwards. Got the K coming through his bottom hand. And then we're just going to match the letters on the middle piece. And these don't sort of screw or tighten together. There is a small little clip. But there we go. Something that doesn't really feel right to me. I feel like it's bent. It's bending in a weird way that might like want to snap that, but it's holding together for now. So I think the last thing we need to do is put on his helmet. There we go. He is so creepy. We do need to connect the wires in the back. I'm going to turn him around one more time. And I just want to point out, so I really liked that weight down here at the bottom at first, but now every time you move it, it falls to the bottom, and then you've got to reposition it. It's a minor irritation, but it is an irritation nonetheless. There are only 3 sets of wires to connect. They're labeled, so you just connect the 2 M's together, the 2 N's, and the 2 O's. Now that we have them all assembled, let's bring the camera in and we'll take a closer look. This guy is so creepy. He can be used in a swamp scene, any sort of nautical theme. He might even go well with pirates. But clearly, he's in a world of his own. Let's go ahead and look at this helmet. That's obviously the showstopper piece. You've got the windows that go on 3 sides, and you can see the skull inside. That is so creepy. I absolutely love it. You've got this sort of creepy cloth effect that makes it look like seaweed. And then, of course, the coloring of his suit and this plastic that's made to look like metal. It's got that patina of just like aged, I don't know, metal, bronze, copper, whatever it is. Same with the gloves. And then as we make our way down to the shoes, they have so much detail. Look at the buckles, the steel plates in the toes. It is just fabulous. You have seaweed coming off the spear itself. As we go to the top, we've got the scary looking point here. Here on the back side, I do have it open just so that we can take a look at the control box, where we are going to find obviously the battery compartment, which we didn't use today. There's a volume control, an on-off and human-only mode, a speaker jack if you want to use external speakers, a demo jack where we could install a footpad if we wanted to, and of course the power control. I've gone ahead and plugged in the power adapter. It is time to see what he does. I'm just going to turn him on.
I know they're down here. I just can't see them yet. Oh, there they are. I've never seen anything like this. I'll at least get one before they get me.
It's very sound effect driven. I'm not sure I really like that. I'm not sure how many phrases he has either. Let's go ahead and try him again.
Back, you evil monsters! Back! I'll harpoon you and feed you to the sharks if you enter this place. Get back! I know they're down here. I just can't see them yet. Back, you evil monsters! Back! I'll harpoon you and feed you to the sharks if you enter this place. Get back!
The good news is you do have a volume button, so we can leave that sound off if we wanted to. I hate it when they have to have so many background sound effects that you can't understand what they're saying, and honestly, I don't understand half of what he says, but he just looks so cool. I love the light up face. So here without the sound, he just kind of looks around, and I think that's going to work much better for me. I'll use my own background sound effects. I'm not sure if you can hear it in the video, but you do hear a very distinct motor movement noise, which I'm not thrilled about, so you're going to want some extra background music to make that a little bit less. I also kind of wish there was just an on function or we could keep his head just lit up because he looks really great with that lit up skull. There is a lot of room inside this mask if we wanted to put a flashlight or something inside there. We probably could shine it up from the bottom. I think this one is shining down from the top. And honestly, it looks so cool. I love that. We need to find some way to make that just stay lit up. It's awesome. So I particularly think he's going to look great in my swamp that I'm going to be working on for Halloween with one of those laser projector and fog effects. So it looks like he's emerged from the depths of the water, and then I'm going to have some tentacles around because, of course, he's battling the Kraken. You're going to have to stay tuned if you want to see him in my display. And as we work closer to Halloween, I'll show you some more of the projects we're working on to sort of flesh out that theme. So please leave me your thoughts and comments and suggestions below. I love reading those, and I think we can come up with some great ideas for this guy. Before we go, I did want to say a special thank you to all the patrons who help support the channel. If you're interested in joining our Fright Club, be sure to check out a link to my Patreon page in the description below. And that's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Till next time, take care and happy haunting.